Well, oh well, another release for Soulblight Gravelords coming soon. What is it? What do I think? Let's have a chat after this. Hi everybody, I'm Wayne. Welcome back, and as I say, let's talk about the new Soulblight Gravelords releases that are coming hopefully in the next couple of weeks, along with all of the other stuff that I've already talked about. Yes, I'm talking about Soulblight Gravelords again. That's because it's the army that I'm most invested in at the moment. If you've seen the previous videos of me painting the army, you'll understand why. We've got a wodge of new stuff coming, and I can't wait. And this is just going to feed into that. It's really got me excited. I wanted to cover it last week when it went live on Warhammer Community, but I'd been ill again. My child is a disease vector that is constantly infecting us with the gifts of Grandfather Nurgle. Anyway, you don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about this awesome new terrain and endless spells, and so do I. But stick around till the end of the video and we can have a chat about what's coming next, what I've been working on in my own hobby. After all, that's part of what this channel is, and I have got some new videos coming where I'll be very much working on that army. I'm getting there. I just want to get a little bit ahead of the game. Right, let's take a look at what's going on with this stuff then. So, came out of nowhere. Didn't expect it to get quite so soon. I thought we might get after the main army box dropped, but this is great. Makes sense because obviously the new battle tome is in that army box. It's coming the death rattle. So it will have all of the rules for this stuff in there. So yeah, we're not going to get any spoilers probably, but we did get that Kado model released a couple of weeks back that's going to be coming out very soon, and that was a surprise out of nowhere. So first thing is, we've got the, what we're calling it, the manifestations, the faction terrain. What was it called? I did literally just read this. The Cursed Sepulchres, that's good. I like it. We've got rid of the Sepulchral Guard for the Barrow Guard, but then they've called this the Cursed Sepulchres. Whatever, they all kind of mean the same thing anyway. And it's a dual kit. You can use it for either the Soulblight Gravelords or the Nighthaunt, which is kind of cool. Kind of making me think, might get a small Nighthaunt army again. I sold them all previously, but they were really fun to paint. Maybe that's something we'll revisit. If it is something you want to see me revisit, subscribe up there. Let me know down in the comments, because I did enjoy painting those guys and I would love to get a different theme. Okay, so what do they do? The Lux of Shais, basically it lets us extend our magic range, which is kind of cool. And that, coupled with the endless manifestations that we've got, or the endless spells, the manifestation lore here, the two do play very, very well. So obviously you can take the generic manifestations as well, but there's a couple here that do seem to be particularly synergistic with the faction terrain, as you would expect. They've put some thought into it. So from my perspective as a layman, doesn't really understand too many of the more advanced mechanics and methodologies of playing the game, it seems like it's to lock down movement and to give your already pretty durable vampires that can get life back from all other sources and power buffs, even more so by having the terrain set out around the board and you being able to cast more widely around the board. So it's all about area control in my perception. Do you think different? Again, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to talk about it. Am I totally wrong? Maybe. But how do they look? Well, they look pretty cool. I mean, they look like the mausoleums that we've already got, which is nice because that's going to work in terms of the paint scheme of what we're going to use. Certainly, I want to differentiate these when I paint them, because obviously being the faction terrain, I do need them to stand out from the actual, the corpse garden, or whatever it's called, the mausoleum terrain piece that I've got. So there's going to be a synergy there in terms of paint that we've already got. But I'm thinking some sort of glow will need to happen, because you can never have too much Eldritch Exhaust lighting in your life, can you? I'm still a bit bunged up as well. I'm actually preferring the look of the Nighthaunt variant that you can do. Apparently the walls are reversible or something, so that's kind of cool. I like what they've done with the braziers up here, so perhaps that's what we do, because we've already got that glowing blue element that we introduced in the corpse cart and the Nagash model, a couple of bits of OSL, so perhaps that is how we differentiate the terrain pieces from the rest of the army, What do you think? Good idea? Bad idea? I'm also liking this crypt that we've got in here. Okay, so I'm thinking, let's make that glow as well. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? And gives us something to go by. And I think we're going to have to put another corpse inside this one as well, because, well, why wouldn't we? That seems like a legit good idea. What do you think? Is it a good one? And I'm definitely going to be hanging a guy from this tree, because you can't beat a bit of lynching every now and again, especially in Warhammer. Right, endless spells then. Let's have a butchers at those. And these are pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. This massive skeleton Hand of Nagash, again, it's going to lend itself to the colour scheme that we've already got. So that blue that we just talked about. All of this cool vampiric mist. So we're tying everything together, which I really like. And they just look so much fun. I mean, yes. I'm going to go for a bit more of a horrific look with the skeleton hand. I think we're going to go some blood effect between the fingers. Perhaps having it drip down on there. The bats, I kind of want to make the bats spectral as well, or at least fading from spectral bats into normal kind of solid bat manifestations. And this chap up here that is rising out of the crypt, well, that's going to be blue glowing mist as well. So pretty easy paint scheme on there, so we should be able to get them on the tabletop fairly fast, I think. But what do they do in the game? Well, it looks like this Hand of Nagash is going to basically lock down movement. So coupled with the Cursed Sepulchres, being able to get around the board much easier and just lock units in place. I'm seeing this as pretty powerful for locking charging units in place so they can't actually get to you. I'm not sure if it does it work for charges? I don't know. It doesn't say specifically there that it doesn't. Whilst the target is within 3 inches of its manifestation, the target cannot use move abilities. And is charging move ability? I think it is. I'll double check that, but it seems like that's kind of what the utility for that is. And then we've got basically one that gives us a power buff and one that gives us a health buff. So good way to get some extra damage output or get some life back into one of those heroes. I'm guessing. Does it say it's a each time attack is made by that manifestation, scores critical hit? Yeah, that's one. Heal D3 to the target. Soulblight Gravelords hero. Yep, so we can't use it on his monsters, but we could use it on any of his heroes, basically. So that's cracking. I'm really liking this. It seems like it's just leaning into what I wanted, which is making the vampires even more elite, and you're going to be shielding those from the chaff. Good. I like this idea. From what I've played of Spearhead of the Soulblight, I'm really looking forward to having those as my main army for the main game as I'm playing more and more of that. What do you guys think? Are you interested in these? Do you think it's a good addition to the army that we've got? What do you think about the terrain pieces being multi-faction as well? There's a lot of synergy, isn't there, between the Nighthaunt and the Soulblight? Both being death factions, both having somewhat of a reliance on the gash, I suppose. So there is that there. I can get it, but would you prefer your own faction terrain? I don't know. Is this a bit of a cop-out? Is it going to be too similar to the models that we've already got in the Corpse Garden and the Mausoleum pack? Let me know down in the comments. Now that we've talked a little bit about the new stuff that's coming, I want to talk about what the videos are going to be, because obviously, as I've said for the past few videos as well, and I've not shown much of it yet, I've been working on my own hobby, on my Slaves to Darkness army. I'm working on those videos alongside these. So, as I said, right back when I restarted the channel, I'm not going to be doing tutorials every single video. I'm giving myself a little bit of a buffer, and I want to get to some of those units in the first instance so that I'm not fighting time to get them out. I've got a couple of projects on board as well at the moment, so I'm going to intersperse those videos with the other projects, the battle boards that I'm working on as well. Hopefully they'll fit this new faction terrain quite nicely, and that's going to influence the paint scheme. So there's going to be some backwards and forwards between the projects there. So even though they'll be discrete series, they'll all work together. If you don't want to miss any of that, up there for the subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you're as excited about this stuff as I am. I'm genuinely taken back by how into Age of Sigmar I've gotten over the past couple of years. But that's not to say that I'm still not hugely into 40k. I just love the lore more than the game. But I do have some projects that I'm working on as well, and I'll be definitely giving videos pride of place for Belisarius Call diorama that I'm working on. Is my favourite character in 40k by a significant margin. And I want to get him and Alpha Primus done and on display up in my office. And then another couple bits and pieces that's definitely not a knight. Because everybody does knights, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm still not 100% healthy. As you can probably hear, I'm a bit nasally. So, how's your hobby going? Let me know, and I will catch you in the next video when it might just be we've got some new Soulblight stuff, or perhaps I'll have got the first video in that Slaves to Darkness series up. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm really liking the direction that I've gone in with it. I'm interested to see what you guys think too. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.